Good morning. Good morning. It's 2:54 a.m. I'm gonna correct this camera real quick. I'm on my way to the gym as usual. It's funny, this morning I was watching something I normally don't watch, and I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. It's Vlad TV, VLAD TV, and what it is, it's almost like uh, the black version of 60 Minutes, because what they do is they air out a lot of hip hop, or a lot of R&B, or a lot of um, black culture type music, behind the scene drama. And yesterday, anything with Tupac or Biggie in it, I'm interested in. Anything involving an assassination, I'm very interested in, especially in high profile cases like Dr. Martin Luther King. Um, let's be very clear. Let's be very, 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 very clear. I remember waking up in my prison cell, and I used to go to sleep with my TV on, and waking up, and I don't know what channel it was. It was like some channel through CTV, and they would be playing audio tapes with the words being scrolled out, um, of stuff that the FBI was recording of Dr. Martin Luther King. They were recording his conversations. But this morning, as I'm watching, that kind of flows into what I'm going to say. This morning, I was watching something with Tretch by Naughty by Nature, and he was talking about Tupac. It was one of his best friends. And at the end of the interview, it's weird how I got caught up in this, because I went straight back to what I normally do. But he stood up, he took his mic off, and he was kind of done with the conversation. He said, listen, he said, there's no way. You got the FBI, you got the CIA, you have all these top agencies following you around, and it's evident that they're following you around. They know what's going on, and somebody just comes up and assassinates you, and yet these people who we know follow you. We know they follow you. We know, because there would be vaults opened up years and years and years later about photos that the FBI or the CIA would take at times when they weren't even supposed to be there. And he said, how can you have all these different agencies following you on a regular basis? Because at that time, the culture was fairly strong, so the movement they were watching, how could you assume that it wasn't a professional hit that did that? And it got me to thinking for a second. How many times are we actually duped into believing something that isn't really it? You know what I'm saying? How many times are we actually focused on what we can see with our eyes, but yet so unfocused with what we know to be the truth? I was sitting talking to somebody yesterday, and the stories all correlate to one another, because he wasn't fooled by the fact of the situation. He was very aware. When I say he, I'm talking about Tretch by Naughty by Nature, because he was very angered at the fact that somebody would believe that this was just a killing, but yet all these different agencies and entities were around. And I'll have you consider something real fast, in line with how we're so easily persuaded by the simpleness of things. You have an opportunity to live your life probably to any extreme that you want. on the most wealthiest level of things, or on the downright dirtiest level of things. But you would have your past, and that's the one that kills me, your past. You allow your past to hold you back. Who your mother was, who your father was, who they weren't, what they didn't have, what they couldn't have, what they believed, what they didn't believe. You haven't been in jail, you're black, you're a woman, you're a man, you're too short, you're too tall, you are ex-felon, you've had an abortion, you got too many kids, you got kids. You would allow all these things on the outside that are evident and obvious to the naked eye. You would let them things hold you back rather than simply seeking into the real truth. See, the real truth was, I think it was an assassination. Now, whatever reason, I don't know. That's outside my scope. I'm not that heavily involved in the politics of that, nor do I care to. I like the music. I don't want to destroy my love for the music by getting involved with the politics of things, because it doesn't matter to me. But we know that everything that you see ain't always what it's meant to be. Three of my biggest things when I came into real estate, I really came into this game. You call me Chad or something, because I was confused. I thought being black was a detriment. I thought being a felon was a shame. I gotta be honest, I think I work with a bunch of felons sometimes. Sometimes the way they act, sometimes the way they carry themselves. But you know what I'm saying? And I'm a felon. See, those are all things on the surface. Those are all things out there, evident. It took me a real long time. And I'll tell you something. It took somebody telling me, you need to be you. I know who that person was. It took somebody telling me, you be you. I had never heard anybody tell me that. I had never heard nobody tell me that. Never. I had never had somebody tell me. I had never heard my mother say it. I never heard my dad say it. I never heard nobody ever say it. You be you. And that's enough. That's more than enough. You have a gift. I never had anybody pour into me like that. And it changed my life. It changed my life. I threw out a fuck and a shit on my videos. I started opening up about where I done been. What I done been through. I started becoming transparent. I started being honest with my clients. I stopped trying to hide tattoos. I stopped living a lie. First and foremost, that's what I stopped. I didn't stop living a lie because of what kind of business it would do. I stopped living a lie because I thought about how much it was taking away from the quality of my life every day. And I noticed the more I stopped lying and started telling the truth, the closer my relationship to God got. Because then I said, if you can fix me, if you can use me, you gotta be God. So I'll have you consider something before you get ready to start your day. And just take a minute to look in the mirror. Really, I mean, like, look in the mirror and just say, am I living the life I want to live? Am I being obedient to the spirit that is talking to me? Because whether you know it or not, you dumb it down all you want, it's talking to you and it is guiding you, but you are failing to listen or adhere to what it is telling you to do. You are being disobedient to the voice. It's saying, no, not that way, this way. Don't go that way, come this way. It's always easy to do what's easy. But I'll tell you from experience, the reward that comes with what is easy pales into comparison to the reward that comes with doing what's hard and what's awkward, what's uncomfortable, and what you don't like. And sometimes you need somebody, just like I needed somebody to just come in and say, just be you. It's always been good enough. Be you and be obedient to the voice that you know is screaming, that is crying out to you. No, not that way. This way.